Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before, and if you haven't been here before, subscribe. Today I'm gonna do a declutter. It's been a year since I did my last declutter, and that might seem like a very short time. With my makeup, I need a fresh start. I need to feel the passion, the love for makeup again. Looking at my makeup collection, there is so much old stuff in here. And with old stuff, I don't mean like products that came out like 6 months ago, but I mean like products that are probably 6 or 7 years old and that I really need to get rid of. In my other declutters, I was always looking at products that I wasn't liking anymore, but sometimes I was keeping other products for the sake of keeping them. But the problem with that was that I was keeping products and then they were expiring by lying in my makeup collection. So today I want to go through my makeup collection very thoroughly. I want to take a look at the things that are expired or that look bad, or products that I would like to give to family or friends because I don't really like the shade or the color or the formula anymore. So yeah, that's kind of like the reasoning behind my declutter. I very much hope you enjoyed today's video. It's gonna be a very long one, so please put the video on and listen to it while you're cleaning, while you're doing your makeup, just whatever you want to do. And I'm gonna talk and declutter together. What do you think? I think that's a great idea. And please enjoy my declutter. This is basically my makeup collection without any of my eyeshadow products. So we have lip glosses, lipsticks, and then right here we have all of my blushes, my cream blushes, my powder blushes, my liquid blushes. Then right here we have way too many bronzers. And then right here we have anything from skin tints, foundations, concealers, and then also an under eye corrector. And right here in this little basket we have like miscellaneous stuff that has to do with the eyes. So I have mascaras, I have brow gels, I have a freckle pen, I have individual eyeshadows, I have eyeliners, I have some kind of glue for my lashes. So all kind of everything that's meant for the eyes and that isn't eyeshadow is in here. And then right here, this is the last basket. We have stuff like setting sprays, highlighters, a sunscreen, a primer. I didn't say this in my intro, but I just kind of feel like this needs a very big cleanup. And last year I had a couple of products that I did declutter already, or that I gave to friends and family. You might look at this and think like, oh, that's not a lot of makeup. The thing is, this is already a lot of makeup for someone who is a makeup enthusiast, who does this for YouTube or does it for its pleasure. This is not my job, and this is already like overwhelming me, especially the lip category. So yeah, I just kind of want to clean this up, declutter, have a nice chit chat with you while I'm doing that. So I think I'm gonna start with the easiest part so we can kind of fly through that. And I think I'm gonna start with my foundations, concealers, powders, and so on. So okay, so these are my foundations, my concealers, and the one powder that I have. I think it's needless to say that I will not be decluttering this powder because it's the only one that I have. This is the Mayora Lavish Press Finishing Powder in the shade Translucent. It's also penned, isn't that great? I think this was my first pen in 2024, which is exciting. So by the way, if you have some powder recommendations, and if you have a dry skin type, please let me know because I am obviously looking for some powders that work really nicely. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through this, and then I'm gonna put the ones that I want to keep right here. The ones that I am doubtful of, I'm gonna put them close to me, and the ones that I'm gonna declutter, I'm gonna put those here. So this was, oh yeah, by the way, these are like my wipes that I'm gonna use. These are my favorite wipes, and I know they're not environmentally friendly, but please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna use these. I'm sorry. Like I said, the foundation category, I feel like a lot of these I do actually use. So the Maybelline Superstay, my new Fenty. I think it's obvious that I'm gonna keep these because they're like new into my collection and it would make no sense whatsoever to immediately dispose of them. This is a Catrice under eye brightener that I sometimes use. I do feel like it's maybe a little bit like too pink for my complexion. It doesn't really do a lot of covering, but I sometimes do use it and I do find it enjoyable to use. First product that I'm absolutely sure of that I'm gonna dismiss is this one. This is the Catrice Tinted Serum Foundation. I'm gonna put this away, or I'm gonna try and find someone who is paler than me to give it to, because this is a foundation that I haven't used a lot at all. I think I only used it once or twice, and I used it because it was like a full face using new Catrice or something like that. But this shade, this is the shade 002 Neutral, is like, even for me, I'm gonna show you, even for me, the shade is like way too light, and I already think I am quite a light person in tone. It is a product that I'm gonna try and find someone for, because I feel like someone might like this. Then a product that I was kind of having my doubts on is the REM concealer in the shade 4CN. Now this shade again is way too light for me to be a concealer, and it's also quite a thick formula, so it's not my favorite. As you can see, this is the shade. This is very light, so I was kind of hesitating on decluttering this, but I think because I do use it as like a eye primer for like eyeshadows, because it is so light, it makes the shadows pop. I think I'm gonna keep it and put it more into my like miscellaneous eye category, just because I tend to use this quite frequently for that. So that were all of the base products. I'm quickly gonna clean this little basket. Fun fact, by the way. Okay, so this is the first basket, cleaned up and very fresh smelling. So yeah, not a lot of change here apart from this one, and then also the REM Beauty Concealer that I'm gonna transport to a different category. So it's a slow start, but I knew this because a lot of the foundations that I currently have in my collections are foundations that I actually really like. So I was expecting to not make a lot of change in this category. The next category is this kind of category. It has setting sprays, it has highlighters, which I already did a huge declutter on in the past. It has a sunscreen, and it has this matte primer. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing and I'll come right back to you. I have a couple of products that I'm gonna keep, and they are right here. Keeping, I think, all of my highlighters. I did a huge declutter in like my previous declutter of highlighters, and I kept the ones that I liked the most. I think a new one in this collection is this one. This is the Essence Make Me Glow Baked Highlighter. It is not my favorite one, I have to admit, but I do enjoy using this one right now, and I have a special plan for this one, so I'm gonna keep this one. And then I also have a few new like liquid highlighters. So we have the Catrice one and the e.l.f. Halo Glow. These are very popular and I do really like these. My favorite one is still the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow highlighter, so I'm definitely keeping that. And then I have two other powder highlighters that I use from time to time, and that I just have too fond of a memory of to chuck these away. This is the, like, it doesn't really say the brand anymore, but this is the Fenty Beauty highlighter in the shade Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. As you can see, I have a pen in both of these, and these were beautiful products. And I don't really want to get rid of them because I think I can still use them. I think they are still good, even though they are way past their 9 months. Oh my god. I don't know for how long I've had these, but it is definitely more than 9 months. How is this only 9 months? How is this only 9 months? I don't understand that. This one says 18, the Nabla one. How is a Fenty one only good for 9 months? Is that a joke? But even then, how is this? Oh my gosh, this is like way past the expiration date. I don't know what to do with this then. If this is only good for 9 months, I kid you not, I think I've had this product for like 4 years. Okay, now that I know that, I actually don't know what to do with this product because this is so past the expiration date. I don't know if this is actually safe to use on my face. So I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile, think about it, and then I'll come back at the end of the video because I don't know what to do with this one. So these are the products that I'm gonna use apart from this one. Then the products that I am going to declutter are these 4 products. So first of all, this is actually a foundation. It should have been in the other category, in the other box. And this is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This is a product that I have never liked. I don't think it is a product that is meant for me. I have used it, I think, 4 or 5 times, not a lot, just because I don't really like the consistency. It's very thick and insanely high coverage. Like, look at the tiny bit of product that I use and it really gets you a long way. The next one is this one. This is the Glow Hub Defend Yourself SPF 30 and this is a sunscreen. It's the only sunscreen in my makeup collection right now. I find this one very, very thick. Again, it seems to be a common factor with a lot of the products that I declutter right now, and this one especially gives a very greasy appeal to the face. Like, it gives a very greasy film. But then I found sunscreens that I just enjoy a lot more, and again, this is probably past the expiration date, 12 months. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna be a little bit harsh and chuck this one out as well. Another one, if you watch my project pen, this one I'm also gonna declutter. This is the Honest Beauty Matte Primer. Going to get rid of because I never ever use it, and it's also starting to look really, really dirty, and I don't like the way that this looks. Probably past the expiration date. It says 2020 distribution time. Then a product that I'm not gonna get rid of, but that I am going to give to someone is the Essence Hello Good Stuff 48-hour Hydro Fixing Spray, and this has coconut in it, and unfortunately this seems to be a product, this seems to be an ingredient that really breaks me out. I think I used it once or twice and it did the same thing. It broke me out all over the face. So I decided to give this to someone else who will enjoy it a lot more. It has a really nice spray, so that's saying something, but the ingredient in here, something about it is really irritating my skin and is causing a kind of acne reaction, or at least a slightly allergic reaction. It smells good, it is still usable, it's just that it does not work with my skin type or my skin. So this is my highlighter basket now, mainly highlighters and one setting spray. I think it looks much cleaner, much fresher, it smells fresh. So the next one is bronzers, and as you can see, I have a lot of bronzers. I'm gonna check this out again and decide which ones I'm gonna keep. One or two products that I'm definitely gonna keep are these two because these are new. So these are all of the bronzers that I'm gonna keep. We have obviously 2 new ones, so those are not going anywhere. Then I have a few recent ones that I'm also gonna keep, which are these. And then I also have favorite ones like my Fenty Beauty one. This is a favorite bronzer of mine. Then also the Charlotte Tilbury one. I love that one as well. Most of these actually are panned, so this is a Crease bronzer, this is an Essence bronzer, both of these are panned. My Patrick Ta bronzer, not going anywhere. This is the Danessa Myricks one. This is a special one, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. And then we have the M Cosmetics one. I did check this one for like mold or any kind of sign that it's going off, but it seems to be fine. And then we also have the Nabla one. So Those are all kind of like my favorite bronzers, or new ones and ones that are still good and that I want to continue using. These are the bronzers that I'm gonna declutter. This is the Nude Sticks Bondi Sense Nudies All Over Face color. I did notice with this one that on the sides of it seems to be a little bit of like crystallization and a little bit of mold. So I decided to chuck this one out because obviously it has gone off. I'm bummed about it, but I feel like I did the best that I could with this product being the color that it was, because the color was not really suitable for me. Another one that is a very obvious declutter for me is this one from ColourPop. It is their matte bronzer in Villa Beach, and the reason for that is this. I don't know how it happened, but something happened to it. Even though I was never using this, it was just in my makeup collection, not moving. There seemed to be a little bit of a crack in the product, and then it continued cracking and cracking and cracking, and now I have none of this product left. So this one is going away. It is going into the trash. Then two products that I'm gonna give to someone else. This is the Vive Modern Bronzing Duo. This is just not my skin tone. It's not like skin tone friendly to me, because I do find these very intense. This is a shade light, but I do find these too dark for my complexion. As you can see on my hand, they are very pigmented as well. I'm gonna do the same thing. This is a very recent product. This is Catergory's Melted Sun Cream Bronzer. This is a beautiful product and I love the formula so much, but unfortunately, again, I'm not gonna touch it. It is just way too dark for my complexion, and I don't see myself getting any tanner anytime soon. Even in the summer, this is not my shade. I'm also gonna get rid of this one. This is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder for lighter skin. Guys, this has been in my collection for so long. Using this product, I don't know if I'm exaggerating when I say this, but I remember this product existing when I was still in high school, and that in itself is like 7 years ago by this point. That is just a product that I don't want to put on my face again, so I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. Then products that I'm thinking about, these two are She Glam Sun Sculpt Liquid Contours. I just don't use these very often. I do find the shades flattering, but it's a formula that I just don't really gravitate towards all that much, so I think I'm gonna try and give these to friends or family that might want it, because I'm just not using them. This putty bronzer, this is from e.l.f. I think I'm gonna give it another shot. This was in the maybe pile because I don't know what to do with this. It is a nice formula. I just really hate the packaging. Actually annoying how quickly this just like dries out, and I don't want that to happen, obviously. But I think for now I am going to keep this. This was in the maybe pile. If I still feel the same way about this in my next declutter, it's gonna be gone then. This one is gonna be a dirty one, I just know. Look at that! Thank you, ColourPop. So this is a new bronzer basket. I'm very happy with this. I feel less overwhelmed by choice. It looks a lot more clean and just like, you know, great. I'm very excited to try out these two new products, and I hope I like them. Like this one, 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 like this one. Like they're all products that I feel like I can actually use, and that makes it a lot more rewarding when I actually do use them. These are all of my blushes, and I feel like I'm gonna have a really hard time going through these. Okay, I got through it. These are all of the blushes that I'm gonna keep. So obviously we have my Patrick Ta blushes, those are staying. I'm also gonna keep this limited edition one from Essence. The Nabla blush I'm also gonna keep because it was in my project pen and I don't want to get rid of it like seconds after I did my project pen. Then also these are my Rare Beauty blushes. I have a plan on using these a little bit more in 2024, so I'm also keeping these. Then I'm also keeping these Essence blushes because first of all they are wonderful, they're so like such fun colors. Then we have my Nabla blush. This is one of my favorite blushes. The only thing is that I sometimes find it a little bit too dark for my complexion, so I tend to steer clear of it. And then the one that I'm thinking about, this was actually a yes at first, but now it's a maybe. This is the Honest Beauty Rose Pink blush. And I smelled it and it smells kind of off, so I don't know if I should keep this one. And it also has like this weird, what is this? Like, what is that? And also it has this on the side and like on the front of the packaging. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see with this one. It's gonna be like a Fenty Beauty situation, so I'm gonna keep this one till the end and then decide if I want to keep it. And then I have this one. This is the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy. I'm also gonna keep this one because I think it's a very unique color in my collection and I really like using these. Then two other blushes also from the same kind of category, but these are actually in the nose. These I am going to declutter. The first one is this shade in the shade Bliss. This one I can see at the sides that it has started to dry up, and also it smells very weird. It smells very acidic, so I don't know if I want to continue to put this on my face. It is a shame because I really like this brush. Once something smells of acid, you probably want to throw it away. The other shade, this is the shade Hope. This is a more recent shade and this one smells fine. I did buy this one and I really liked it at first, but I feel like the shade doesn't really complement my skin. Not use it that often, so yeah, I'm gonna declutter this one, but this one is to give to friends or family. Some other decluttered blushes are these ones. So I have 5 more blushes that I'm gonna declutter. I'm gonna talk about the ones that I'm actually gonna throw away first, and those are these two right here. So first of all, we have the Tower 28 Beach Please blush in the shade Golden Hour. Now on camera it's gonna come across very, very pink. The color has completely not oxidized but changed to a different color. Like this was an orange blush and now it's like a bright pink. So I feel like it kind of went off, and the texture and the way that it smells also doesn't really feel right anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of this one because I don't feel as safe anymore to put this on my face. The other one that I'm gonna throw away, and this is so sad because this was one of my favorite colors. This is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush in the shade Rosé Latte. But there's like this bluish kind of goopy kind of thing on it, and I am pretty sure that that is mold, so I am going to throw this away. While it was in my presence, it was a wonderful thing. I did end up penning this even though it was a difficult product to pen. But now looking at it, the way that it looks, I'm just gonna have to get rid of this because I don't think it is safe to use anymore. Milani Cheek Kiss blush, and this is in the shade Coral Crush. This is a very bright watermelon pink, but again, this one smells so bad again, so I'm gonna throw this one away as well. I just don't want any more old products in my collection that have gone off. And then these two blushes are actually blushes that I'm also gonna give to friends or family. The first one is the Essence Villain's Evil Queen blush, and this is a beautiful blush. I just feel like I have too many, and this shade comes back in my makeup collection quite a few times. I'm gonna give this one away to someone I think might like it and can have fun playing with this, and also I really like the packaging. And the same thing goes for the Chic Glam Color Bloom liquid blushes. This again is more a shade issue. This is a shade that I don't particularly see myself wearing a lot. I feel like it is a nude, but a much warmer nude than what I usually go for. Then these are some kind of hesitation behind it. Again, it's the e.l.f. Putty blushes this time. This one is called Tahiti, so I'm guessing this one is something to do with like Bahamas or something like that. This is quite peachy, and this one has completely dried up, so I am going to check this one out actually. So I'm just gonna put this in the bin. It's just dry. There is no usability anymore. This one is newer. This is the shade Tahiti. It's like a light pink berry shade. This is quite still emollient, but it is not my type of shade, so I think I'm gonna try and give it to someone who might enjoy it a little bit more as well. So yeah, these are all of the blushes that I'm going to either give to friends or family, or I'm gonna get rid of and dispose them in the bin. Okay, so this is my new blush box. Look at how amazing this looks. Just like new products that I like, some powders, some blushes, some liquids, some sticks. These are my miscellaneous products. Okay, so as you can see by my hand, I have tried a couple of products to see if they still work. These are the products that I'm gonna get rid of. So we have quite a few. First of all, we have this Essence kind of like pumpkin liner. It has a brush on one side, and then the other side is like a gel liner, but that one is just like completely dry. So I'm not gonna use this one any longer. This one is dried out. And then I have these two mascaras. They're also from Catrice. These are also going away because they are empty. Then I have two ColourPop shadows. I'm very sad about this one. This was one of my favorites for such a long time. This is the ColourPop Super Shock shadow in the shade Mighty Morphin. That one is just like I panned it, as you can see. It's just like completely dry. You have to put so much pressure on it to get any kind of pigmentation, and even then it's just not doing anything. And the same for this Super Shock shadow. This is from Robert Beauty Christie's collection in the shade Olympic. That one is completely dried up as well. So like, it's a dry eyeshadow. You can go over it, but it's not doing anything. So these are going away. Then I have these two, and these smell really bad. This one from e.l.f. Not as much. This one from e.l.f. doesn't smell bad, but this Kosas 10-second eyeshadow, these are discontinued by now, or they changed the formula. I'm very sad to get rid of this color Glow, because this is such a beautiful product, but like when I smell it right now, it smells putrid. It is a very penetrating smell, so I know for a fact that this has gone off, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. And the same thing for this Kimchi Diamond Shorts liquid eyeshadow in the shade My Stage. It also smells incredibly funky, and there is just no way that I'm putting this anywhere near my eyeballs right now, so that one is also going away. Same thing for this freckle pen from She Glam. She Glam makeup is apparently not my cup of tea. It started to become very gloopy and just like yucky, like it's almost slimy. This is a freckle pen. This one is actually empty. It's been empty for a while now. This is the Kosas Airbrow. This one is just like dried up, like there's nothing. I kept it as a little bit of an eyeshadow brush, but I have other eyeshadow brushes now, so I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. This one is also empty. This is the Catrice Micro Slim Eye Pencil in the shade Waterproof. This was such a beautiful skinny liner, but you had to be very careful because it could break off very quickly because it was so dry. But it was extremely skinny, so you could make like a very tight lash line, or like even a little bit of a liner situation with this one. I really liked it for that, but it's empty, so it's gotta go. This Essence liquid ink eyeliner is completely dried up, completely like it's not doing anything. It's gloopy, it's thick, it's not doing doing what it's supposed to do, so I'm getting rid of that one as well. This is the wet liner from Glisten Cosmetics. This is the shade Milk. It is also almost completely empty, but this one is again very slimy and it smells eel that I use just very frequently, and right now the texture is like very weird. And I remember the last time that I used this, it was also giving just like weird texture vibes. Then these two products are products that I just never use. This is the She Glam Dynamic Duo Stack Eyeshadow. It has like a matte shade and then it has a very subtle shimmer on the bottom. I'm also gonna get rid of this one because I never use it, but I think someone else might like it a lot. I don't know. But this is the e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow in the shade Moon. This is a beautiful shade and I haven't used it all that much. It doesn't smell bad either, so I know it's still, but I just never get around to using it, so I think I'm also gonna give this to someone who might enjoy it a little bit more. So quickly gonna clean up this dirty little box and then we can continue with the lip products. Okay, so these are the lip products. These is also actually the final basket that I'm gonna show you. I have eyeshadow palettes, but I feel like all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have are palettes that I use, and I don't like looking at them right now. I don't see any kind of palette that I want to throw away or give to someone else. I feel like I have a very good range of colors and color selection that I can choose from. So I think I'm not gonna throw those away or give them to someone else because there is no need to do so. So I'm gonna keep all of my eyeshadow palettes. I know a lot of people maybe watch like eyeshadow declutters, but I just feel like I have done a declutter last year and I don't see any reason to do one again when I'm still pretty much using all of those palettes. The lips is the final basket, and thank God because my back is hurting so much. I'm gonna rummage through these and yeah, I'll let you know which ones I'm gonna get rid of. It's gonna be difficult because I like a lot of these. These are all of the lipsticks or lip glosses that I'm gonna throw away. I have a few of these that I'm probably gonna give to some people that will like the shade and the formula a little bit more. This is an Essence lip gloss that I really like. It's just that my lips get very, it's one of those that kind of reacts with like oxygen and then it makes your lips look really pink. And I have a couple of those in here. I'm just not the biggest fan of that kind of formula or that kind of like reaction to my lips because I don't like my lips to stain pink. But because it's such a fun color, I feel like someone that I know is going to love this because it's like sparkly and just beautiful, and I haven't used this all that much. I also have these glosses. I probably only use these a few times. I really like them, but the shades are not for me. I actually once got these in PR and it was like my first ever PR that I got, which was pretty nice. Like the shades are just not my cup of tea, so I think I'm gonna give these to someone else as well. These glosses are first of all, this one is really old, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. This one turns my lips that kind of weird pinkish thing, so I don't like that. I'm gonna chuck it out. And then this one is also really old. I feel like I tried to use this, but it's a horrible like formula, and I did smell this one and it smells awful, so I'm gonna get rid of that. This lip balm hydrating lip gem, the Catrice Lip Gem Hydrating Lip Gloss. This is absolutely horrible. Like if you watch one of my recent videos when it comes to like Catrice makeup, like a full face of makeup, I tried this and I hated it from the first second. So I'm gonna give this to someone else who hopefully isn't bothered by the smell or the formula. This Rare Beauty one, this is a mini of the Lip Souffle in the shade Fearless. This is actually empty or like dried out, so I'm gonna throw this one away as well. Then we have a couple couple of lipsticks that I'm gonna get rid of. First of all, this is a lip plumper from Essence. I think it's the What the Fake lip gloss situation. This smells so minty, but like so artificially minty, and like it is just an awful smell. And then we have a couple of lipstick formulas that I feel like I should probably throw away because they are very, very old. The first one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipstick in the shade Kiss. As you can see, I've used this a ton. I think I bought this back in 2018. This is a very, very old lipstick, and I feel like I shouldn't put this on my lips anymore because it can get into my mouth, and I don't know, I just feel like it isn't safe anymore, so I'm gonna throw this one out. Same thing with this Huda Beauty one. I have to say that the shade also matters with this one. It's like it is a very cool shade, but I never really use this one, and the side of this also has like some condensation, so I feel like I'm gonna be unhealthy if I use this, so I'm gonna throw this away. Same thing with this Nude Sticks Lip and Cheek Balm. It's a tiny one, but again, it is so old. I feel like I cannot justify having this in my collection, so I'm gonna get rid of that one as well. And the final one is actually my final MAC lipsticks that I still have. This is the shade Peach Blossom, but unfortunately, again, it is very old, and I feel like I just need to get rid of this one, which is actually my final MAC lip products, or like MAC product that I have in my collection. So these are the lip products that I'm gonna get rid of, or that I'm gonna give to family. And the majority of like my lipstick arsenal is filled with Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, so I'm also not gonna throw these away. I have to find a way to aesthetically order these in place. This is the new box full of lipsticks and lip liners and lip glosses, so I'm very happy with this. It's such a feeling of calmness coming over me right now, so that's great. Okay guys, so this is the cleaned up version of my makeup collection. So much better. I'm so happy with the way that this looks. Oh yeah, I have my REM Beauty Concealer. I'm gonna put that one with the miscellaneous eye category. Looking at this, I feel so much more calm. I feel like all of the old products are gone. I feel like I have nothing that is like 5 or 6 years old now. The final two updates that I want to update you on are these two. This is the Fenty Beauty one that was like my 9 months expiration date, crazy. And then the Honest Beauty blush. I am going to get rid of both of these because I feel like they are too old and they smell too weird, especially the blush. But I just feel like they are too old, the Fenty one, and I also feel like the Honest Beauty blush just smells too weird and I don't feel comfortable, so I'm gonna get rid of these two as well. So yeah, this is the new makeup collection. My eyeshadow, excluding my eyeshadow palettes obviously, but like I said, I don't feel like I have to. I'm very excited to start fresh. I'm very excited to have less choice and to kind of feel less guilt over the fact that I'm using more of these products now. Obviously, it's still so much, but I feel like right now I have products that I really like in my collection. This is it. I'm gonna do a quick outro and I'm gonna see you guys there. I recorded my outro and then I noticed that I haven't pressed play. So that, guys, concludes today's declutter. This was like my annual declutter, even though I am planning on not doing a declutter next year. But as always, I kind of have to see about that because products do expire, just like food expires, and I try to be mindful of that when I buy products. I feel like the past year I have definitely purchased a lot less makeup than I usually did. I feel like compared to last year's declutter, it feels a little bit different because this time I was really looking at what is old and what really needs to get out of my collection because it's expired or just dried up completely, unusable, and maybe like a health scare, or what are the products that I really don't enjoy using anymore and that I might want to give to family or friends and they are not expired yet. And so yeah, that's kind of it. So thank you guys so much for watching today's declutter. Please like or comment if you haven't done so already. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye!